On a Sunday morning sidewalk, wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. Chris Christopherson, Sunday morning coming down, and no, I do not wish I was stoned. Been there, done that, lost plenty of t-shirts. Good morning, it is Sunday, Spiritual Sunday. My verse always is Philippians 4:13. I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But for a while, it seemed like I couldn't do all things because I couldn't get off drugs. I couldn't get off alcohol. Any drug there was, I tried it, ended up on heroin in a seemingly endless spiral towards death and the gates of hell. That being said, what I want to talk to you today about is, we've been talking about trauma. How long does it take to get rid of it? I can't answer that because every person is an individual. However, I do believe that prolonged exposure therapy is the key. To get more detailed, I use narrative prolonged exposure therapy. And so the techniques that go into being a counselor for this is laying out a timeline of the child's life. Get an adult to go back, put themselves in their childhood state, if they can envision what it was like to be 3 or 4 in the house they grew up in, and list details. Specifically focused on the traumatic events, but not leaving out the happy memories, because they're important too. For me, my job is to be a reflective listener, use motivational interviewing skills like affirmation, and just be, any client won't care what I believe unless they believe that I care. So to build that trust and that caring is of all importance. Exposure therapy. So what is that? It's like facing your fear. If you ever seen the movie The Horse Whisperer, you understand that what they do is, when they break a horse, it's not really breaking it. It's getting them to face their biggest fear and to understand that it's really not that bad. So if we're exposed to our greatest fear, in this case, that lost memory, that one event that set us on the road to destruction, if we're afraid to look at it, right? But if we have somebody look at it with us, and we keep getting exposed to that fear and understand it's not hurting us, it has no power over us, then we can move forward and let it go. It's kind of like watching a horror movie. You see it the first time, you go, oh, God. But if you watch it 2 or 3 times, by the end, you're going, that's nothing, right? So, and each person is different. It may take this long, it may take this long, it may take this long. There's no time frame. It's not a race. We just want to get the client, we want to get the fellow addict of mine to look at their childhood, understand they had absolutely no control over that. They were not responsible for decision making. So anything they did differently wasn't going to change what happened, right? And it wasn't their fault. Good Will Hunting, the best scene in the movie is when Robin Williams is telling Matt Damon, it's not your fault. And he says, yeah, no, it's not your fault. And it's kind of hard for people to grasp that, because they'll say it ain't their fault, but really deep inside, we believe it is. Anyway, have a great Sunday. See you soon. Remember this, God is good all the time, and all the time, God is good. Peace.